Runs with Courage, Chapter 10, Running. I lay silently until I was sure everyone was asleep, thoughts racing through my mind. Not so long ago I had been sure of my purpose, certain I was meant to be a bridge for my people. Now I could see I had been terribly wrong. Kill the Indian, save the man. The teachers at the school didn't want to help my people. They didn't want to help my people to exist at all. I knew I could no longer stay. I arose quietly and looked around. I watched Waxtall sleeping peacefully, trying to decide if I should wake her. I wanted to beg her to come with me, but I didn't want to leave her behind. But in my heart, I knew that this was my journey and I had to take it alone. Be well, I whispered. Then I gathered my clothes and crept down the stairs to the pantry. I would pack food for 2 days' travel. By wagon, it had taken 1 day to reach the school. I thought it would take 2 days to walk back to my Teospe. I took several muffins from the basket and found hardened boiled eggs. I took 2 and tucked it inside a folded square cloth. I had gone without food many times. I could miss meals if I had to. "What are you doing?" I heard a whisper before I saw Moon awake. I stuttered. "Are you leaving? Are you running away?" She stepped into the stream of moonlight shining from the window near the pantry. "Yes," I said, trying to sound braver than I felt. She studied me, her eyes traveling over my clothes and a small bundle of food I had packed. "They will bring you back," she said. "Others have run, and they've been brought back. It's foolish to run. It will only make things worse." Her words sounded harsh, but I could see the softness in her eyes. "You can come with me," I said. "We can go together." For a moment, I thought she was going to agree. I thought she was going to pack her own bundle of food and follow me, but she shook her head no. "I can't stay," I said, trying to let those simple words explain everything. "And I can't go," Moonawake answered, with a catch in her voice as if she were trying not to cry. She touched my hand, then moved silently back into the dark. I crept outside into the cool of the night and stood shivering, wondering if my decision had been correct. I was not afraid of the travel. I had spent my childhood walking with our Teospa from our Hisapa summer camp to our winter camp near Big Rock. That journey had taken what the whites call weeks. We had to set up camp and spend nights beneath the stars. I had learned about finding water and searching for food in the wild grasses and plants. But this was different. This was not traveling with my Teospa, moving as one with the moons. I was running, and it was running away from something that I had been sent to do by our elders. I had never defied anyone in this manner, even though I was too quick to anger at times. I had always respected the wisdom of the elders. What would they think when I returned? I thought of a young warrior in our Teospa who had fought with another and killed him in anger. The warrior's punishment had been banishment. He had been forced to leave our Teospa, and no one had heard from him again. What if I was turned away and banished from my Teospa? What would happen to me? I would prefer death to being ignored by my family and my little brother. Tears sprang to my eyes at the thought of this. "Courage," I could hear Cousin whisper. I looked up to the sky, noticing the vast number of stars. I scanned the blackness, searching for one bright star, the pole star. "Do you see?" I thought of Uncle telling me about the pole star. I could see his hand pointing up to the stars, moving until he was pointing out pointing at one of the brightest. I could hear his voice, quiet, strong, and steady. "Do you see, niece?" "It is a star, Uncle," I said impatiently. "When I was very young, I didn't understand why this star was different." "It is special," he continued. "It is a pole star. All the other stars in the sky move as the night continues, but this star stays in one place, and as the other stars dance around it in celebration, no matter where you are, you'll always know how to find your way if you can see the pole star." I swallowed hard, imagining the sad look on Father's face if he was disappointed that I had returned. I looked back at the school. I could easily return, crawl back into bed, and continue to try to learn the ways of the whites. But then I looked at the bruise on my arm. Kill the Indian, save the man. No, I could not stay. I looked back up at the pole star. It would be my guide back to my Teospa. "You will need these." I stifled to a scream at the sound of the voice and whirled around to see William standing behind me. "What are you doing here?" I whispered. "You will need these," he repeated, holding out his hand, "for your journey." In the moonlight, I could see Bear's small carved rabbit and Mother's wota in his open palm. I gasped. "How did you get these? You burned them." He put them in my hand. "I took them before I threw your clothes into the fire. I knew they were important. I would never burn these sacred things." I stood staring at him, too surprised to say anything, tears welling in my eyes. Thank you, I managed to say. He turned and walked towards the school. I watched him take long strides across a field. He was not walking with his usual shuffle, but rather standing tall and straight, moving with a purpose. I slipped the wota over my head and squeezed the rabbit. Then I turned and began to walk in the direction the pole star pointed.